Welcome to section 1.6, representing functions as rules and tables. In this video, we will be explaining how to write a rule given a table. If you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And let's dive in. They say write a rule for the given function. They say give us the x coordinates and the y coordinates. So they say 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Well, the first thing that might immediately pop out to you is that they increase by 1 in both directions, on both sides. Goes up here, up by 1, up by 1. So given that, you might immediately say that this is in the standard linear equation formula in the format of y equals to mx plus b. And I would say you're right, because right here, this, as x increases by 1, it increases by 1, and this keeps on going. So your graph would technically be looking like this. So your graph would be, this was your graph. It should look somewhat like this. Anyway, let's go ahead and solve for that equation. Y is equal to the slope we found out as 1, because increases by 1. As x increases by 1, y increases by 1. So the slope would be 1. X plus b. So your equation so far has the m, your variable, and the equation you're solving for. So the only thing left is the b value. So let's go ahead and solve for that. To find the b value, you have to substitute in one of these numbers for the x and the y. So let's go ahead and use number 3. Let's use this. When y equals to 3, x equals to 1 times 3 plus some constant b. So 3 equals to 3, you subtract both sides by 3, you get 0 is equal to b. Now we know that b equals 0, so which means that there is no y-intercept for this equation. So your final equation would be y equals to x. That would be your answer. Let's go ahead and do number 2. First, let's clear up some space. Alright. Again, they give us the x and y coordinates. Say 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, and 4, 16. Well, what you normally try to do is go and see if x increases, how much x increases, and how much y increases as you increase by that same amount. So if you go ahead and try x, you increase by 1. You normally try doing x increases by 1, so y increases by 3. So you'd go ahead and say, so it'd probably be 1 saying that the equation is y equals to 3x. Go ahead and say that. But if you go ahead, if you keep on going, you'd see that this increases by 5, then this increases by 7. You're probably wondering, how is this an equation? You'd probably say this is not a function or there is no explicit rule. But if you notice very carefully over here, you will notice that these notice that the x and y coordinates are in fact a rule, only instead of going down from each x coordinate to the next to its corresponding y, you'd have to look horizontally where 4 squared equals 16. So 4 squared. So it'd say times 4 times 3 times 2 and so on. So you're probably wondering, hey, if this is, you just said that a rule has to be, it has that it's a function where that most functions follow this method. But there is no constant slope. So how is this a function? Well, it is a function, only this is another function known as quadratics, where the equation for this one would be a times x squared. So you'd increase by 4. So 4 squared equals 16, 3 squared equals 9, 2 squared equals 4, and 1 squared equals 1. And this is the how much it increases. So a equals 1 because you're multiplying this square by 1. Had this been like something like 2 or 3, it would be 4 squared times 3. So it gets 16 times 3, and that would be your y value. But because it's 1, it's only the squared value. So it'd be a equals to 1, y equals to 1 x squared. So you can go ahead and write that as a rule over there, that y is equal to 1 y is equal to x to the power of 2. If you're wondering how this graph looks, it would look like this. We'd go down. It would start off very at a very large point on the negative direction, slowly dip down to 0, then it would start going back up in the y direction. This would be the graph for this, and for this it would look something like this. Hopefully you get a good feel as to how it is that to write a rule given a table or function. A table. Go ahead and do the try problems. They're very simple, just some linear equations. Although I will say you have to be careful at number 2. Look out at number 2 because it's not really straightforward. Hopefully you like these videos. If you want to see more of these, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. so that you'll be immediately notified when we get the next video. And I'll see you next time.